All right, Chiefs fans, gather around because we've got some major news to talk about. It's official. Travis Kelce is coming back for his 13th season with the Kansas City Chiefs. After a tough Super Bowl loss to the Philadelphia Eagles, this is exactly the kind of news we needed. Kelce's ready to suit up for another year, and you know what that means. The band is getting back together. The Chiefs are reloading and looking to make another run for the championship. Now, when the news dropped, one of the first people to react was none other than Chris Jones, the star defensive tackle for the Chiefs. And as usual, Jones kept it short and sweet, but packed a punch with his words. They said just 7 words, but they said it all. I needed my dog for this one. It's simple, right? But if you know the history of these two, you know exactly what that means. Jones and Kelce have built themselves into legends in Kansas City over the years. Together, they've helped bring home 3 Super Bowl titles in the last 6 years. In 6 years, that's a dynasty in the making. So when Kelce announced his return, Jones was there to show just how much this means to the team. They've been through it all together, the highs, the lows, and the Super Bowl wins. Now, they're gearing up for another shot at the biggest prize. But before we get into the details, hit the subscribe button, like this video, and leave your thoughts in the comments. Thank you for your support. Let's dive into Chris Jones' stats for a second because, man, this guy is a monster on the field. He's been with the Chiefs for 9 seasons now, and every year he continues to prove he's one of the best defensive tackles in the NFL. Over the course of his career, he's racked up 2 interceptions, 3 fumble recoveries, 13 forced fumbles, 80.5 sacks, and 310 tackles. Those are some serious numbers. Last season alone, he had a forced fumble, 5 sacks, and 37 tackles. He's a constant force in the middle of that defense, and his ability to disrupt opposing offenses is unmatched. If you're an offensive lineman, you don't want to see Chris Jones coming your way. He's the kind of player that can completely change the course of a game. So to have him locked in for another season, along with Kelce turning, it's a big deal for the Chiefs. Speaking of Kelce, let's not forget what he's done for this team. He's been an absolute stud for the Chiefs since day one. Travis Kelce isn't just one of the best tight ends in the NFL. He's one of the best players, period. Over his 12-year career, Kelce's been named a 4-time All-Pro, a 10-time Pro Bowler, and has won 3 Super Bowls. That's incredible. He's been a consistent playmaker year after year, and he's not showing any signs of slowing down. Just last season, Kelce recorded 823 yards, 3 touchdowns, and 97 receptions. I mean, that's an impressive stat line, and he's been doing it at a high level for so long. Even in the Super Bowl against the Eagles, where things didn't go the way the Chiefs wanted, Kelce managed to put up 4 receptions for 39 yards. And even though the final score didn't reflect it, you could tell he was giving it his all. But here's the thing about Travis Kelce. He's not just about stats. He's the emotional leader of this team. He's the guy that gets the crowd fired up, the guy who's there when the team needs a big play. You know, he's hungry for another championship, and you know he's coming back this season with a chip on his shoulder after that Super Bowl loss. Kelce and Jones, along with the rest of the team, are going to be ready to make another Super Bowl run. So now that Kelce's back, the Chiefs are in a great position to continue their dynasty. With the combination of Kelce's leadership on offense and Jones' dominance on defense, Kansas City is primed for another deep playoff run. You know, these guys are going to give it everything they've got. With these 2 back, plus the rest of the Chiefs squad, the competition better watch out. They've got one of the most dangerous rosters in the league. But as we all know, the rumor mill never stops. And even though they're staying low key, the gossip continues to swirl. In fact, there's some pretty interesting speculation coming from NBL Hunneman, who is a tarot card reader and a celebrity body language expert. She recently shared her thoughts on Taylor and Travis' future. And let's just say it's looking like there might be something special brewing for them behind the scenes. Inbal was asked about whether the couple is expecting anything soon, and she didn't hold back in her response. According to her, the cards say not right now, but very, very soon, possibly even the spring. So it sounds like Taylor and Travis could be making some big moves in the near future. What's even more interesting is that Inbal mentioned it seems like the couple is definitely trying for something more, specifically expanding their family. Of course, this is just a tarot reading, but it does make you think about what could be coming next for them. And with all the chaos surrounding their relationship, especially after the Super Bowl where we saw Taylor getting booed by some fans, it definitely feels like there's a lot of external noise surrounding their every move right now. But hey, when you're a celebrity couple like this, it's hard to keep things completely private. Now, there's also been a lot of buzz about a potential engagement between Taylor and Travis. The rumors really picked up steam when the couple went on vacation together a while back, and many people thought that could be the perfect time for Travis to pop a question. But that didn't happen since then. They've both continued to keep a relatively low profile. Now that they're back in the U.S., they've really gone under the radar once again. But there are still some exciting updates for Travis in his career. He recently announced that he's playing in the 2025 season, which is fantastic news for all the Chiefs fans out there. With him planning to stick around for another year, it seems like his focus is still very much on football. As for Taylor, we know she's not touring for the time being. So it's very likely we'll be seeing her in the stands at Arrowhead Stadium a lot next season, cheering on Travis and the Chiefs. Who knows? By the end of the year, we might see something extra special along with her when she's at the game. A source spoke to Radar Online and shared some details. Up until now, Taylor and Travis have been the ultimate power couple, right? They've been shining in the spotlight together, looking like a match made in heaven. But according to the source, there are now whispers that maybe things aren't as smooth as they once were. Apparently, Taylor's team is worried that they might have been overselling the relationship a bit, which has been tough for both of them to handle. There's even been some pressure for them to keep their professional lives separate, especially with all the attention on them. And it's not just the media. Travis is also facing some backlash. People are saying he hasn't been giving his full focus to the team, and there's been a shift in the vibe around them. Insiders are suggesting that both of their brands could be at risk, and they might need to be more cautious about how much they let their personal lives spill into the public eye. To add to all of that, there was a bit of drama at the Super Bowl. If you didn't know, Taylor's a longtime Eagles fan, but she showed up to support Travis and the Chiefs. Unfortunately, this didn't sit too well with some fans, and she ended up getting booed during the game. Now, the word is that her team has advised her to lay low for a while to avoid further drama, and I can imagine that's tough for her, especially when it feels like she's been caught in something that wasn't really her fault. But the source also said something interesting. This whole situation is creating a bit of tension between her and Travis. And honestly, this might be their first real bump in the road since they've been together. I mean, they've been doing so well, but every relationship hits a tough spot now and then. Hopefully, if they really are as in love as they seem, this is just a minor hiccup they can work through. Meanwhile, Travis has been dealing with his own challenges. After all the speculation about whether he might retire from the NFL, he recently made it clear that he's not going anywhere just yet. In late February, he announced on the Pat McAfee show that he's coming back for another season with the Kansas City Chiefs. He even sent a text message to McAfee saying he's planning to get into the best shape of his career this offseason and try to bounce back from how he felt after that last game. He admitted that the way he played and how he got the team ready for the game left him with a bad taste in his mouth. He's not ready to go out like that. It's clear that both Taylor and Travis are dealing with some challenges, but I really hope they can overcome them. If they're as solid as they appear, this is just another hurdle they'll get through. I guess we'll just have to wait and see.